rotation. I can hardly start to speak, I'm weak.
I don't know, like everyone goes through like different stages in their life. I'm recently divorced. I needed something, and I'm a kind of an adventure person. I usually do a lot of things solo. I was talking to a friend, and he's a type of guy that goes to campgrounds, and you notice a lot in Colorado the campgrounds are all full. I told him, I said, why don't you just buy a piece of land and camp on that? And after I told him that, I was like, why don't I do that? I bought this piece of land, and then this whole kind of journey has morphed into this whole different thing, and my drive and my energy is really put all towards this. I call it Spirit Forest because it just has this like spiritual feeling to it. The little animals, the hummingbirds that come by, all the little plants and all the little mossy little, it looks like a little forest within a forest. Kyla calls it a little Smurf village. It's like this whole different world, environment that is happening just right here. Now if I were to take this away, all of this would die. I would have a hard time building here because I'd have to tear up all this. I don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna be in a tent forever. I had a choice, you know, I could get a yurt, I could buy a camper, but I decided that I really wanted a tent. The tent cost about $3,500, and that included shipping. There's just something about a tent, you're just more intimate with nature, and I get really excited just even talking about my tent. I brought my mom out here, and she even said, yep, she's living in a tent. In the summer months, it is unbelievable how many hummingbirds are in the area. I have my logo. When I paint, it means stuff to me. So for example, I have two daughters. I am a single mom, and this is all about myself and my daughters. So right in the middle here, I have myself and my two daughters on there as well. You know, to make it comfortable for the kids, I usually always have a fire going for them. So I'm always having some wood stacking up over here. And my bear, we do like spirit animals for fun with the kids. And this is a bear, so it's like our spirit bear. So here's the tent. It is 16 feet by 14 feet. Pretty high. I am about 5'5". Used to be 5'6", I'm shrinking. It's pretty roomy in here. I want to show you guys my bunk beds. These I got for the kids for Christmas. This is an adult size bunk bed. It fits really nice in the tent, and on our movie nights, we do project a movie up on the screen up here for the kids. It's pretty big. This is the bed. You know, I debated on getting a bed or not, but I decided that since there is some extra room, that I went ahead and got this bed. This is how I get power out here. This is powered by the sun. This is a Goal Zero. It probably powers my laptop 3 times before it goes out. There's no water out here. I found a way to collect water through the tent. It rains, water comes down this spout right here, and then it comes over to a water barrel. I think I got it for about $20 or less. So the water comes through here and then comes right into this one point right here. At first I was like, oh, this is gonna take the whole summer to fill. It doesn't rain a lot in this area. Well, it turned out that this thing got filled within 2 weeks. So I pumped the water out so Rocky can get his water, and then I also do the dishes here, or if I need to take a really quick, very cold shower, I'll do that here as well. This stove's done by Colorado Cylinder. Again, trying to buy as much Colorado product as I can, just to help out the locals. It works really well. It's a bit too big for my tent, but honestly, I think it's perfect because I like things to be nice and warm and toasty in here. And we've gotten this tent to be 95 degrees. I think is the hottest that I got this tent. Well, you can see it steaming. See how nice it flows? The smoke comes right in. Flows right up. He'll wrestle with me. This is Rocky. I had a dog before him that was a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix, and that dog meant a lot to me and was with me on every backpacking adventure I had. So I wanted another dog that was strong, could also protect me in the wild, and just was overall a good dog. And I love the Rotties. You know, they just really have a great personality to them. I went to rescue a Rottweiler. Every one of them said, no kids, no cats. And at the time I had kids and I had cats. So then I went to a breeder, and you buy the dog before it's born because I wanted to keep his tail on. So Rocky still has a tail. I didn't want them to cut off the tail. A tail is a form of communication for a Rottweiler. And I just felt that I needed that extra bit of communication with him, and I kind of like it when they do have their tails on. So I kept his tail on. He was training to be with me in the backcountry at about I think it was 6 months old was his first backpacking trip. Slept in the tent with me, and that's when he told me that he doesn't like being in a tent. So he always sleeps outside the tent now, and sometimes I'll put up a tarp. He's just a big lover. Like, he's just laying on my lap. He would just cuddle all night if he could. So should I show my kitchen now? This area right here used to be a lot of dead aspen, so we cleared it all out. This took about a month or so to do. I have built this table. I wanted to keep my costs low, so what I actually did is I went dumpster diving. I found these 2x4s and I used the legs from the trees on the property. We have stumps for chairs, but you can tell the kids were eating here. There's a spaghetti noodle. So what I would do before I had that table is I'd sit here and then I would eat from these two. I put my drink here and put my plate here. As I'm trying to teach my daughter some survival skills and just having fun, I built a kitchen countertop over here. The kids were involved in this project and making my kitchen table. This has worked really well. And I was making pancakes that weekend, and so I didn't have a spatula, so I just carved one out of wood here, and it's become our cooking tool, is this spatula. This is my bear bin. We are in bear country here, so any type of food that I have goes inside this bear bin, and then you just twist it off. I know within a half mile of my property there has been a bear, and these are big bears. What I find is really good is when I just let them be and I leave them alone. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go to another area and tell my daughters, like, I'm busy, you guys need to figure out what you're gonna do. And they'll come out here and they'll build like these forts. They'll build these little shelters and stuff, and they were really into Minecraft, and Minecraft is a game for kids to be able to build. It's technology, it's a video game, and I kept telling them, I said, you know, let's go out in the wilderness, let's build out there, let's get off this video game of Minecraft, and let's actually build our fort with actual real material. And so when they came out here, and then they build these little fences, and they build this whole little area and collecting rocks and everything. It is just so magical to watch it. I really feel that kids nowadays have lost this touch to nature. You know, I didn't have video games growing up. This was my video game, and now I want to be able to give that back to my kids as well. Really passionate about that. I think that it's really important. I built this fire pit. What I did it for is it's a fire challenge fire pit. As I teach kids how to learn survival skills, they can compete with each other and they have a blast. I've even had a group of adults, I think it was like 8 adults out here competing on a fire challenge. It makes it a lot more fun. It makes you kind of think. It would either be like a fire rod or one match fire, or I did one where you have an ember and you need to be able to create a fire just off a little ember. It's fun. It's in a safe environment because I dug out this whole area and then put that steel plate underneath here. I would like to offer classes to women that are like what I consider a lot like my girlfriends, city girls that have never really been in the outdoors but want to go in it but might have a fear to be in the outdoors. Like what to pack in your little day pack if you're going for a little day hike. What to pack if you're going to be going backpacking. What if you get lost? What are you going to do? Like, how do you find your way? How do you survive? How do you get rescued? You know, how do you build shelter? And how do you build a little fire possibly to stay warm? You know, I've had people already respond that they want to come out, mother-daughter groups that would come out here. I really like that. Women who watch the show Alone. I've had someone contact me that watched the show Alone, and she said, I've watched the show, I want to learn more about the outdoors. I hear that you're going to be doing some classes and I would like to take some classes. You know, and she's an adult. And so I would love to be part of that. I said, I will take you somewhere, and it's not going to be alone, and I'm not going to teach you how to be alone on the show Alone. We can go out and have a little mini adventure.
thoroughly enjoyed my tour of Spirit Forest. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming. It was a great time. And if you guys want to see more about Spirit Forest, check out my YouTube channel. You can find me by typing Spirit Forest in YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, and all my links to Facebook and Instagram and any other social media will be on my channel.
Spirit Forest. Did you enjoy my movie about Spirit Forest? I loved making this movie because I love making movies about people doing interesting things in alternative places. And I'm asking you to help me with my next movie. Tell me about the interesting people you know who live in alternative spaces. Do you know someone who has left suburbia, perhaps to live in a missile silo, or a boat, or a cave, or a cabin, or a tent? You know someone interesting. Contact me using this email. Cyclone Drifter will drift that direction and make a movie about them. Van dwellers, bus dwellers, somebody living in a caboose, someone living on a boat. Maybe you know a woman living in a tiny house. Maybe you live in a tiny house.